Crawl is a game in which you and 4 other people can duke it out in a Zelda top-down type dungeon crawler. Now, it might seem very simple on the face, but in reality there are a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that a lot of people don't understand. Now, I know I'm probably not the person to come on here and just explain everything, but I think that since I've been playing it since grade 7, I should make a video explaining what Crawl really is. Also, this is my first time trying something like this, so if you enjoyed and want to see more, how about you hit that subscribe button? Now, before you can start playing the game, you need to choose one of the different gods to worship in the game. It might be hard to choose which one you want, so let me give you a basic rundown. You got Mr. Spiderface, Wolverine, Decrepit Corpse, Dying Man, another Goblin, Hentai Lover's Big Dream, another Wolverine, Cthulhu, Witch Doctor, Dracula, and Glub.
He'd pushed them relentlessly, driving them on, paying no mind to their dark mutterings, until it was too late!
At the start of the game, you and your friends have to do this very intense fight that, well, I guess they're already done, so I guess that's just the end of the game now?
The freshly dead.
What's up, fuckers?
Yes, that's right. In this game, when you die, you're not actually dead. You just become the ghosts that wander after the person who killed you, which means that even if you're friends with that person, you're going to be haunting them for the rest of the game. That's either by possessing the stuff around you, like throwing tables, or possessing traps to try to kill them, or in this case, you get the pendulums on the floor, which you might be wondering what they are used for, and yes, as you can see, you become the monsters, which means that you could completely screw over your friends and kill them after they killed you at the start. Isn't that great? It's like Mario Party, but you could kill each other. Actually, on second look, that actually seems like a good idea. Nintendo, give Mario a knife in the next... Now, during the adventure, the human character, when they defeat you guys as monsters, will end up leveling up. Now, you might think that that makes no sense for the ghosts, but whenever the human player levels up, the ghosts gain wrath, which they can then use to upgrade their monsters into even more horrible abominations.
It's hideous!
And if you're a little bit sad that you weren't the person to survive the first fight, don't worry, since as the monsters, if you end up killing the human person, you become the human yourself, which could lead to a lot of temporary truces where the monsters all gang up on the human, but in the end, it'll probably be your friend that steals the kill from you, like what's happened to me multiple times with some of the computer players I've played with. Each floor in this dungeon game all have shops, which you could use to buy better items or things to increase health, because in some of these fights like this one, it could get pretty riled up because everybody else might have been a ghost the entire time since you've been dominating, but that means that all of them have really powerful monsters, which will probably kill you in the end. Once you get to a high enough level, you might think that you're prepared to fight the final boss of this game. In Crawl, there are 3 different bosses that you could encounter, which I will briefly explain now. The first one I'm going to explain is Mr. Golem Worshipper over here, who stabs his heart, puts it inside the heart as if it's a gumdrop, and then controls the golem that's in the floor. Don't ask me how that works, I don't entirely know. But the premise of this boss is pretty fun. The ghosts control the arms and the face, and they try to bitch slap the human, while the human tries to kill the worshipper. If they do, then the golem's mouth opens up, revealing the gumdrop heart, and then you try to beat it up and kill him. It's a pretty simple fight once you get the hang of it. The second boss has a little example on how to actually defeat it by showing you how to throw disgusting meatballs at things. Remember that for the boss, because for this boss, you fight disgusting Cyclops with brain exposed. You must think that it's that impressive to show it off. Either that or it's some sort of bad mishap in the hospital. But anyways, the ghosts control the arms and the face, shooting either lasers, slime, or the balls to try to stop the human. Now the human could get the gross meatball things and toss them into the mouth of the monster, and if they do it at the right time, the monster will get knocked out and give you time to actually damage the brain. Now, this fight again is quite simple, as long as the ghosts that you're fighting against aren't working together and are just doing their own thing, because the entire point of the ghosts in these fights is to work together to destroy the human, because if the human wins, then all the ghosts lose. And finally, you get to one of my favorite bosses, which is the three-headed dragon. There is names to these guys, but I prefer just calling them what I want because that seems funnier. Now this is a very special boss because it's one of the only ones that can move independently. But the problem is that each of the ghosts control the movement, which means that most of the time, the dragon isn't going to be moving much of anywhere because they don't cooperate. The three different dragon heads shoot fire, poison, and ice, and after you deplete one of the health bars, the head falls off and it moves around by itself, again controlled by one of the ghosts. Your job is to defeat all three of them, including the heads and the body. Should be pretty simple, again, as long as you're smart about it, you don't get too cocky. Now each of these bosses are the final boss in the game and one of the only ones that you get to fight in every round. And once you end up actually defeating the boss, not only do you get their over-the-top death scene, but you also get salvation, which means that your character, the human, ends up winning. Unless you're the ghost, in which you die and you're stuck in the dungeon forever and screw off because you suck. Every single time you get a win, you get a skull to show how many times you've won, and the more skulls you get, the different title you get. Cronus. Why the hell did I name my character A? Anyways, I think that's gonna be all for today. I hope you enjoyed my little thing that I tried to set up. And hopefully you got some enjoyment out of it. And if you did, don't be shy to hit the subscribe button. I want to try to make more content like this since I have more time because it's summer. So if you want to see more, don't be shy.